DEWALT's new 60-volt single-stage snowblower is going to be a game changer for me this winter, and I think it'll be a game changer for multiple other people because of the battery platform. This is the FLEXVOLT battery that is going to be able to be used in 20-volt tools, in 60-volt FLEXVOLT tools. It's going to allow you to purchase this snowblower with two 12-amp-hour batteries if you get the kit, and allow you to use these all summer long on string trimmers, leaf blowers, drills, saws, anything you would like, and get your use out of these batteries before they go bad. That's the whole point. If you're paying, in my opinion, for the convenience of battery operated tools, get the system that allows you to use all the tools that you would want to. But this comes in my opinion, with a little bit of a price. Not only the initial price tag that you're going to put in it, but there's a lot of safety features and a lot of electronics. So let me walk you through that. The control panel here is absolutely amazing. There's a ton of things you can do, but if this control panel breaks, the whole unit goes down. So that's one of the good sides and bad sides of this. I already pushed the power button here, turned it on. This is the battery fuel meter. You can run one battery or two batteries. It doesn't matter. It's going to tell you the fuel meter of each, which I think is pretty awesome. Pull the bail back, push the power switch. The unit is on. If we want to go from the normal mode, which it turned on into the max mode, push the mode button, or we can drop down to eco, push it again, we're at normal. Pretty sweet, right? When you look at it, there's a lot you can do there. The rubber overmold on this is absolutely amazing. Much better than foam. It's going to hold up. I really think that this is going to be a game changer. Now the electronic chute rotation. Very simple, very easy, and I think that's going to be great for changing the chute rotation while you're going forward. But it scares me to have another motor on this that could go bad or could lock up, and it's not going to really tell you if you're fighting ice or what's happening. So if you continue to push this or push it on accident and it's locked up and you strip gears, that would suck. I kind of go back to I'd like to have my manual mode, but man, while you're moving and walking, this is awesome. Most of us know that if we're moving a handle and it doesn't move, we can feel the tension and you don't force it, or you can help it with your hand. That's one thing I really like about just simple manual stuff. And also this Toro is much lighter. So for me, picking this up and putting it in the truck, that's going to be a little more work. Now the chute up and down on this has little cogs or gears, so it's not going to be pushed around. Here, we have just a simple thumb screw. So we have to lock this guy down and it's not going to move. I mean, you can force it. That's one thing that I wish this had, was gears, so I could put it here and say, okay, this is going to be set, and I don't have to rely on locking two pieces of plastic together with a bolt. I don't know that that's going to come into play, but it's one of those things where I kind of just wish this had gears. This is a great system, very proven, very easy to use, especially with gloves. This isn't going to be a problem either. It's just one of those things where be nice to have something to lock it into place, so eventually the vibrations don't take this that's angled down and we eventually end up with it fully angled up. This unit folds up easy. You have two thumb screws to adjust the tension, and then you just pull back on these handles on each side. They'll clip away, and then it'll allow you to push this forward. Obviously, if you had the chute rotated right, it would be good. But check out this box. This box right here is another safety feature that's not going to allow this unit to turn on unless this handle is all the way back and locked into place. Right here we have this tab. This tab is going to go in here, push another safety button, and that's going to say, okay, you're ready to rock and roll. That's on top of a safety key that you have here if you don't want it to be turned on. So there's a lot of safety going on here, which is good, but another place for this guy to kind of go bad. Don't break that tab off. Batteries on the inside. This has to fall, right? If you have snow or anything, they don't want this to stay up because water would get in here. It has to fall. It is what it is. 12 amp hour battery. This is a 12 amp hour battery in its 20 volt form. So this is a 4 amp hour battery with two of these in here. We are running basically a 2P 60 volt, 8 amp hour battery with both in there. Now, sizing. I don't know if we're going to get much more in there. We have maybe 3/8 of an inch. So 12 amp hour batteries might be the max. You might be able to fit a 15 in there, but I'm going to guess maybe not due to the size that's there. I need to check that out. Tires on the back. I love that these are larger than anything else before, because most of the time I'm dragging this thing and I'll drag it over top of snow. It's more like a sled than it is anything on tires. I like that there is much larger tires. You have a belt on the inside, and I think this belt cover is great because it's a little larger, easy to get off if you need to have maintenance on it, and that's going to be something else that is easy to get to on this machine. Due to all the extra motors and everything in here, this is a little bit heavier than most, but still not too bad. 2 LED lights up front that are going to be right in the mix of a lot of snow getting thrown around, not only from the auger that's spinning very fast because this is a single stage, but also from snow that's coming out the chute. And it's going to be interesting to see if these do or don't get covered in snow and eventually not work real well. Hopefully they're very bright and warm so that they keep the snow melted from on top of them. As I said, everything down here is metal. I like that we have kind of this cutting system in here. It'd work great for ice. We'll see how it actually performs. And as far as the chute, it's very smooth on the way up, so that's good. If you wanted to coat this with anything, you very well could. A good ceramic coat or wax would be something to put on this right off the bat, but it's gonna wear as stones and everything else go out it anyway. So if it gets caught, some people put like PAM or a cooking spray or a silicone in here for really wet snow. That might help this unit out a bit. But overall, everything here is great. There's no rubber on anything down here, so it's not really going to push up against anything. It's all going to be tolerances of metal and plastic. That's interesting. The plastic scraper here is pretty robust compared to many others that we've used, and this is going to be a replaceable item and something you will want to look at over time, because this is going to rub up against concrete, wear a bit, and it's meant to kind of scrape well and give you the ability to get down tight to the concrete, but eventually this will wear out and it won't happen. Simple plastic piece that you just replace, screw back in. It's easy. There's screws in the back of it that hold it into place. I like that it's a little more heavy duty, although it does have a couple waves in it as it goes across, but either way, I still think this is an upgrade compared to most. In this kit, DEWALT sent 2 4-amp chargers. Not horrible. I was kind of hoping they would send a 2-bank charger that would charge both batteries at the same time. I guess this allows you to put this wherever you'd like. Not a high-end charger, but not a low-end charger either. Overall, I'm optimistically excited for this year because I can have a DEWALT truck. Not because it's just DEWALT, because it's one battery platform for all the tools that'll be in the truck. I think that is going to be huge. I think there are some things that could be improved here, but I really like the rubber overmold, the slightly higher stance, and while this is much heavier, the build quality feels like it's here. I can move this around and I feel like everything is moving. I could put pressure on things and I don't feel like it's going to bend or creak around. This guy has always felt very flimsy. I mean, I can move the handle up and down an inch without anything happening. I'm not complaining, but at the same point, I feel like this is a very simple machine. I don't think you're gonna have much trouble with it. I don't think it's a bad machine. The foam here has worked. I've always questioned when it's gonna rip and fall off, especially in the cold. But either way, I look at the cool parts between this guy, and if I turn on the LED lights down there, I think that's a neat option, although the LED lights up here worked excellent because they were not in the midst of all the snow. It's going to be an interesting year. In the description is going to be 2 links to a couple videos. If you're looking at how this performs in wet snow, none of these perform in wet snow, but you'll see a guy using this in wet snow, and I think it's a very honest review. They suck in a little amount of wet snow. Single stage snowblowers don't do well in wet snow. He then came back with a little bit more snow, a little bit different area, and that's what pushed me into saying this is going to work for me, because I think the performance is going to be very normal across the board between multiple snowblowers. I don't think that anything here stands out as great battery time or runtime, great performance. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the chute works. I think that's cool, but could be something that is a negative long term. I love how everything interfaces here. It is heavier, so you're not going to notice the weight if you're just picking it up, moving it around. The reason I keep going back to heavy is because I'm going to pick this up and put it in my truck after each job. So as I go between job sites, this gets picked up, moved over top of the sand, pushed in, and then I have to pick it back up and get it out. So that's why weight matters to me. It may or may not matter to you guys. Very interesting. I don't have snow yet, but it's coming in about a month. I will follow up on this. It'll be very interesting to me. Please leave your comments below. I appreciate them. Give us a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.